So my first question is, you've worked with competency-based education for many years. How does competency-based education differ to mandatory education?
Okay, well, I think maybe I'd like to start with just by talking about competency-based education, because I think one part that I look at is as being competent or having competencies in an area is different than education. Competency is a level of skill or ability that you define where people need to be. Education may be a vehicle that helps you get there, but education is not the end goal. So that's the first thing I talk about in most of my work is that I just say, as we look at your job here in an organization, or you look at the role that you have, your level of where you need to be is going to change all the time. Now we need you to be here. Now we need you to integrate this new research. Now we need you to be there. So we're constantly defining the level of competency. So let's say, here's an example. Let's say our organization is going to a new electronic medical record. And we need to be at that level. You need to have competencies for that. Does everyone need to have education? Not necessarily. Let's say you come from another organization that you just worked in last year who already did that electronic medical record. You know how to use the system, and you were actually one of the super users that trained everybody else. So you may have the skill or even be way above the line of where we need you to be. So do you need the education? No, you just need to prove, show, and demonstrate that you can do that. So to me, that's competency. Competency is verification, not education. Education might be a vehicle to help you get there. It's a path to get to that level, and many people will need that, but not, that's why mandatory, everybody has to do it. That doesn't make sense at all. We had fun here. We were at a hotel, and I said, what if I told Cynthia we need to go to the gift shop? And I call her up. I said, meet me at the gift shop. It's about 1,000 meters from here. We're going to meet at the gift shop. And she said, I'm already at the gift shop. And I said, well, I still need to take that walk 1,000 feet or 1,000 meters to get there. And you say, but I'm at the gift shop. It would be ridiculous that I'd make her do that because it's mandatory just to take the journey. So I guess that's what I say is that I believe that the education is not the end goal. The education is a path to help some people get there, which I believe in support, professional development, all our continuing education things. But not everybody needs to take that same journey to get there. You might already be at the destination.
So when mandatory is just made mandatory, that every year somebody has to conduct this or has to undergo the same mandatory education, what do you think about that?
Well, I think a couple things. First of all, I want to say, as a leader in healthcare, I know why we do it. As leaders, we want to get there. We want to put a solution in place right away. We want to make a difference. What we don't realize is when we do that, we actually might send the wrong message. We might send the wrong message to people that says, we have a problem because you were stupid. I mean, let's just say that could be what people feel. And it might not be the case. You might know, let's say we have a medication error. So I say, now we have to do mandatory education on medication administration, the 5 checks for medication administration. Well, you say, I know the 5 checks. I've used them for years. I've been doing this job for a long time. I call pharmacy, and they got frustrated. They yelled at me. I yelled back, and the phone hung up. And then I delayed the medication to get to the patient. Is that because you didn't know something about medication administration, or there was another problem in place, or even a whole nother competency? Maybe the competency was how to diffuse a high tense situation. So then the med error happened, not because you didn't know the 5 checks, but because of something else. So a lot of my work is to be able to help people sort out the right path and solution versus let's just educate everyone and see how that goes.